So this is a video I felt like was necessary to make. I like to share things that happen in my life because I want to help people and I want to make people feel less alone when they're in certain situations and all that kind of stuff. Usually it's surrounding mental health, and I know a lot of you have been helped from my mental health videos, and that's so great. It honestly is the best thing ever. But recently something else happened at work, and it wasn't mental health related, but it made me feel very uncomfortable, and it's something that I think a lot of people, especially women, suffer with, or I don't know, basically I don't know the right terminology and I don't know how to kind of express myself on this subject because it's quite a tricky subject to talk about. So basically I work in a pub. I've worked there for about a year now, and there was a older man in where I work who quite often would kind of touch me inappropriately, basically. It was never ever something that was like really severe, and it was never anything that made me feel like upset. So basically I would just feel uncomfortable and I wouldn't like it. For a really long time it'd happen, and like I never felt like upset or anything like that, so I kind of felt like my feelings were justified, or I felt like I was being too over the top, and I didn't want to be dramatic about the situation, and I didn't want to like tell certain people because I didn't want people to think that I was being a drama queen or like I know people have like sexual harassment in the workplace much worse, and so I didn't really want to talk about it. I didn't really want to solve the problem. I didn't want to tell the guy to fuck off because I felt like that was too extreme, and I was kind of justifying his actions constantly, and I was constantly like, oh, he doesn't mean it like that, he's not trying to be malicious, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, and blah blah blah. And then the more I spoke to different people about it, the more I realised actually it's really not okay. And if I'm feeling uncomfortable at work or any situation because somebody's inappropriately touching me, it's really not on. I wanted to share this story because I think that it's something that happens a lot more often than we think, and a lot of women just kind of say, well, that's just like his generation, or I don't feel too bad about it, so it's okay, and we kind of just make excuses for this person, or we try and say that our feelings aren't justified, or we think we're being too far or whatever. But I realise that's absolutely insane, and I know that if somebody came to me and said, this man's being kind of inappropriate at work, but it's fine, like it kind of annoys me but I'm alright with it, I would say no, hell no, like you need to do something about that. So I went to my boss, and my boss handled the situation, and they handled it really well, and he was told like to stop doing that and that kind of thing, and it was sorted out. I don't want to go too much into the story because you know, it's my workplace and it's kind of personal and it's blah blah blah. But I really want to share that, and I really wanted to tell people, one, if that kind of thing is happening to you, please tell somebody. And if you feel uncomfortable, like most days when you're at work, that is not okay. No matter how, I felt like, well, I don't go home and feel upset about it, I don't go home and think about it constantly, so it can't be that bad. It is bad, it's really not okay for him to do that. Whatever situation you are in, whether you're at work or not, whether you're at a party, whatever the situation is, and somebody inappropriately touches you, or touches you and it's not even inappropriate, you just feel uncomfortable with it, then that has to stop. It immediately has to stop. If you feel too uncomfortable to say to the person, I would rather you didn't touch me, because a lot of people were telling me, just say that to him, just say I'd rather you didn't touch me or whatever. But that's so hard to do. I found that really difficult, and eventually I kind of turned around and did say that, and I felt like I had to. In the moment I just like turned around and did say that, but it took like 10 months for me to do that, and I don't feel like anybody else should have to suffer or whatever for 10 months before something happens from it. And now the situation has been completely sorted out. I never feel uncomfortable at work now, and it's all completely fine. And I know that if I was in a similar situation, I know I could go to my employers, or I know that I could probably turn around myself and say that's inappropriate, don't do that. You are in charge of your own body. It is your body, and you 100% get to decide who does and who doesn't touch it. Also, a generational gap, that's never an excuse. People know it's wrong, and even if they don't know it's wrong, they need to be told it's wrong because it's not okay. And I just wanted to share that story and tell you, if you are experiencing that and you feel uncomfortable with it, it has to stop. You can stop it. Tell somebody you trust, or do it yourself, or any other ways that you feel like you can do it. Please just sort it out, because one, even if you don't feel like it affects you that much, you never know, that person could be doing it to somebody else who it really does affect. I find this kind of storytelling quite uncomfortable because I know it's like very personal to my personal life, and so I don't want to delve too far into it, but I did just want to mention it on this channel and say it is everyday sexism, and I was just like I'm like, and people were saying to me like, I had somebody say to me actually like, you're a feminist, like why aren't you saying something? And I was like, yeah, I am a feminist, and it kind of hurt, and I was like, yeah, I should be telling him to fuck off and this isn't alright, like, and I got really angry and upset about it. It's such an uncomfortable situation, and maybe it is because I just think that if I don't feel too bad it's alright. I don't know, I don't really know. Sexism is never alright. I know that he didn't touch the boys at my work inappropriately, and I know it's because I was a young female, and I know that's not okay, and like, yeah, I just wanted to share this story and tell you guys what happened, and if anybody else is in a similar situation, then I hope you're okay and I hope you can sort it out. But anyway, thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!